Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. So we were contacted by the great people at the Hatchet Book Company to read and review the new book by WWE superstar Chris Jericho, No is a four-letter word, How I Failed at Spelling But Succeeded in Life. The book is available now if you guys do want to check it out, but let me give you my take on it. So you're already thinking, oh, no's a four-letter word, that's a two-letter word. But Jericho really goes into no being a four-letter word as far as it being a bad word. When you think of bad words, you think of curse words, and most curse words are four-letter words. So with that, it's kind of like no's a bad word. Don't listen to people that say no. Don't take no for an answer. Now, when I first got the book, I was like, okay, another Jericho biography. I haven't read his other ones. This is his fourth autobiography, but this was really well written and way different than a normal autobiography because it was an autobiography / self-help kind of book where, the title comes in, no is a four-letter word, no meaning don't give up, no meaning don't take no for an answer, no meaning no's a bad word. Now, each chapter in the book is kind of a life lesson based off of somebody or something in his life, mainly like famous people that he knew or that, he just learned from in his life that helped change him. Hence, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Vince McMahon, Gene Simmons, Madonna, and others. One interesting story he does talk about in the book that I didn't even know about is in 2013, he came back to the WWE and he wanted to do two things. He wanted to be a surprise return in the Royal Rumble, and he wanted to work with Ryback at WrestleMania 29. Unfortunately, only one of those things came to fruition. So he was a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble that year, and then they went on. He was, okay, I want to work with Ryback. When are we going to start the build to Mania? When are we going to start the build to Mania? They go to Elimination Chamber. Nothing happens. The night after Elimination Chamber, he's thinking, all right, cool. I'm going to start it. We're going to work towards a match between me and Ryback. He gets to Raw, and he finds out that Ryback's actually going to work with Mark Henry going into WrestleMania. So he goes into WrestleMania. He's kind of bummed because he felt like Ryback could have been a big, huge star. He was kind of bummed and finds out he's going to work Fandango at WrestleMania. And he did it because he's a professional. He does what he's supposed to do. But it was just like, this isn't going to do anything for my career. Then he goes in and he talks about how afterwards Vince actually compensated him for taking the Fandango match. He said that he made more money in the Fandango match than he did main eventing WrestleMania 18 against Triple H. He made the same amount of money for the Fandango match than he actually made wrestling CM Punk at WrestleMania. Another interesting chapter in the book is about David Bowie. He calls it the David Bowie principle. Always reinventing yourself. He talks about all the different incarnations of Chris Jericho. The original Y2J Chris Jericho. The Save Us Chris Jericho. The evil heel in a suit and tie Chris Jericho. The current or the last Chris Jericho. The stupid idiot Chris Jericho. How if you don't evolve and you don't change, you're going to become stale. Fans aren't going to be invested. And he's just really learned that every time he comes back to the WWE, he can't be the same as he was the last time he was in the WWE. And, I've thought about that before. Oh, Chris Jericho changes his character every time he comes in. But reading the book and just hearing his take on how he changed himself every time, it is really a complete character change every time. Yeah, he's still Chris Jericho, Y2J, the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla. But in every incarnation, he changed himself enough that he wasn't playing the same character every single time. So that's a very interesting thing as well. Always reinvent yourself. Never get stale. Never try to just do the same thing over and over again because people want to see change and people want to see something different. He also goes in and tells the story of James Ellsworth, which really caught me off guard. I did hear the story, kind of originally when he had James Ellsworth on his Talk Is Jericho podcast, but he really goes into depth on, they went into Raw right after the brand split happened, and he saw this guy backstage that he knew was a jobber, that he knew wasn't probably going to get used, that looked scared and had no chin. So they started calling him No Chin. Well, he thought, seeing the guy, that he was a green guy as far as not having much experience. He was going to just be some guy that was in the business for a little bit and was going to be gone within a little bit. Then he got his chance against Braun Strowman. James Ellsworth went out there, cut that promo that everybody remembers, and then he does a great job as an enhancement talent, a jobber, against Braun Strowman. Jericho was so impressed that he told Vince McMahon, that guy's going to do something good. Vince McMahon then actually found James Ellsworth after the show, shook his hand, and congratulated him on a job well done. Jericho then took it upon himself to go find one of the referees, asked that referee to get him James Ellsworth's phone number, and he called Ellsworth that night just to tell him that he thought Ellsworth did a good job. So, I mean, the Ellsworth thing really made me think of, don't judge a book by its cover. Everybody and everything is not what it seems on the outside. Appearance is only one factor, but really, like with the James Ellsworth thing, he looked at Ellsworth and thought, oh, this guy's only been around for a little bit. He ain't got what it takes. He doesn't got a body. He doesn't got a chin. But really, Ellsworth was way more than Jericho ever imagined. And now, Ellsworth is signed to a multi-year contract within the WWE. So the main takeaway I got from this book was just never take no for an answer. Always try different things. Whether you're going to fail or succeed at it, you will never know until you try. And just always commit to yourself. Always have faith in yourself. Whether you know it's a bad idea at the start or not, as long as you have faith in these ideas, even a bad idea can become something good as long as you believe in yourself and have faith. And that's one of the main takeaways I did get from this book. But again, the book is called No is a Four-Letter Word, How I Failed at Spelling But Succeeded in Life by WWE superstar Chris Jericho. Again, it is a very good book, way different than any other autobiography I have read in the past. I haven't read too many books, to be honest, but it is a really good book. It's just a lot of stories about Jericho's life, how he's learned lessons from different people that have impacted his life, and just don't give up on yourself is one of the main takeaways I did get. Again, the book is available now. I will leave a link in the description below if you guys want to purchase it through Amazon.